Hey guys, what is up? Zoliax here and welcome to a new Airlines Manager video. In this episode I'm going to be talking about maintenance. Just a quick background before I go into the video then. A couple of years ago I did about a 5-month testing regime effectively, where I didn't change my fleet at all within that 5-month period, and I tested out various different maintenance patterns from A check only, D check only, things like 2 A checks followed by a D check, and repeated that. A check, D check, A check, D check, and so on. Various different patterns that I went through. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the results I had from that anymore. But the main outcome from it was, in professional mode, if you carry out an A check every day on aircraft that is 1% below what your incident start rate is at, which I'll explain in a minute for those of you who aren't aware. So yeah, 1% below that, do an A check every day on any aircraft over that percentage. For Tycoon mode, I found doing a D check a couple of times a week was the most cost effective. For those of you Tycoon players, I do have a spreadsheet with a small test that I ran just to kind of show you the numbers. I was happy to redo this in Tycoon mode because obviously it's a lot quicker, and because I'd previously discovered that the D check only was the most cost effective. I'm going to show you that in a second. But for professional mode players, unfortunately I don't have the results to show you. But yeah, the A check only, so let your aircraft run to 5 out of 5 age rating. In professional mode it doesn't matter, just because of how slow the game mode runs. Right, so the incident start rate, if you go into your research aircraft and then you scroll along till you get to this one here, breakdown prevention services, you'll see there you can change the percentage of where at which your incidents start from. So in professional mode, when I say to you do 1% below what your incidents start from, so incidents in standard will start from 10%. So if you haven't researched any of these, any aircraft over 9%, do an A check on. And then you just go 1% below whichever one you have researched. So if you have full research here, anything at 19%, if you want to you can do 2% below, but A checks will only take 12 hours to complete. If you're an AM Gold member, that will only be 6 hours. And in professional mode, because the game runs so much slower, you're not going to gain 1%. You're unlikely to gain 1% within that 12 hours period. Anyway, so for Tycoon mode, I ran a test. One thing to mention on this before we get started, when you initiate your maintenance, so for example for a D check, normally takes 24 hours, 12 if you are an AM Gold member. You will pay the amount that's shown on the screen. So if I give you an example with that one, so if I was to do maintenance and do a fleet-wide D check, it will cost me 10.6 billion for this. But because it takes 24 hours to complete, I'll have an extra day's worth of wear to add on to that upon completion. So just because I've started the maintenance now, your aircraft don't reset until you complete the maintenance, and because there's a 24-hour period for the maintenance to complete, you then have to pay the excess amount that your aircraft have aged or worn within that 24-hour period, or 12 hours if you are an AM Gold member. So if you look at my figures that I have here, 24-hour in a 24-hour period, it will cost me around 2.4, 2.3 billion per day at the very beginning. So if I was to do an A check every day, or every other day, sorry, I'll probably end up looking like I'll be paying 2.4 initially, and then another 2.4 on completion. So that's 24 hours since I last completed my maintenance, I'll be paying 2.4. 24 hours later, once I complete the maintenance, I should be paying pretty much the same. So as you can see here, I've put these into graphs just to kind of show how much they increase by. The D checks, just because of the disparity of the times that I took these results, I try to take them around about 7 o'clock every day, but obviously each day it fluctuates slightly because of things going on in real life. As you can see, the D check does slowly creep up. The A checks do ramp up a lot more quickly. I did a difference per day, so as you can see, on the first few days it goes up. The A checks only got by 400,000 per day, but then when you reach day 10, day 11, they're going up 1 billion, 1.2 billion per day. The D checks, 2.4 billion up to 3 billion. So obviously they're much bigger numbers. But the actual progression isn't massively. Incident rates, as expected, start off with none, and they just exponentially go up basically. So yeah, if we were to plug these in to one a week, so one a week would be carrying out. So you start on day 6 effectively, which would be the 15 billion. You'd add on your excess amount. So when you complete on day 7, which is effectively what you'll do, your cost will come out at the 18.1. Add on any incidents. So for me, I have 20% incident starts, which means I will start getting incidents on day 5. So for me, ideally, I want to start my maintenance on day 4, complete on day 5, and I'll only have a couple of 100,000 in incidents, if any. So if I wanted to avoid incidents completely, I would do my maintenance on day 3, complete on day 4, and that gives me no incidents, which is pretty much where the cheapest came out as, doing 3 a week. So that would be every 2 days, every 3 days on one of those. So obviously that's for me, with a 20% incident start rate as well. So for those of you who are still down at 10% start rate, you expect to see your incident start around about day 3. So if you complete a maintenance, leave it 1 day, and start your second. On the second day, start the maintenance, and then by the end of your 24-hour period, once you complete the maintenance, you'll be paying double the amount that you paid initially for the extra 24 hours that has occurred, and then you should also keep yourself incident free as well. So yeah, that's pretty much as straightforward as it can be. So the lowdown on that, basically, yeah. So professional mode, A checks every day on any aircraft that's over whatever percentage you need to be set at. So 1%, maybe 2% under your incident start rate. For those of you Tycoon players, D checks every other day, every 3 days, fleet wide. That should keep you incident free. Obviously the advantages of that is you don't pay out fortunes on your maintenance, on your incidents, and it keeps your alliance happy as well, because you're then generating miles. For all the incidents you have reduces the amount of miles that you generate for your alliance as well. So I know maintenance it's a necessary evil, unfortunately, but doing it every couple of days, overall it is the cheapest way in the long run. It might not seem it, but it is. From all the testing that I've done, doing them every other day, every 3 days is the cheapest way of doing it overall. And that's not just me saying that. I've seen lots of comments on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, various forums, that pretty much say the exact same thing. So I'm fairly confident in what I'm telling you that is, accurate. So, but anyway, that's going to be the end of it for this video. Hope that's been helpful for those of you who need to. If you have liked the video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well for the future content that's coming out hopefully soon. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you again next time. See you later.